What is up, people? It is I, Venice, not like the beach, and you are listening to the Latest Blather, or watching if you're watching on YouTube. And I have a guest today. Jackie is here with us. Say hey, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie. Hey, Jackie.
So we're gonna be yapping today. Well, first tell them about the fucking accident.
So
She be acting like this shit light. She almost died.
I did not almost die.
It feels like it to me.
Because
She wasn't answering my call or my text.
You weren't calling. Stop it.
I called
think
you
you
like
text
twice
once.
and texted you, and you never.
I'm
don't
gonna go
call
through my
me
history.
back.
Oh.
And I was like, why isn't she calling me back?
She's like, oh my gosh, what did I do?
I thought you were mad at me.
No, so basically I almost got hit by a car and I maneuvered out of the way, but I kind of over-maneuvered and there was another biker in front of me and I decided in that very moment I didn't want to hit them because it could have made it bad for them. So I tried to go over a median and...
You sacrificed yourself.
Yeah, basically. But my bike is lowered because I'm short. I'm only 5'2". My bike is lowered and the place that lowered it way more than I wanted them to. So it was like slammed down basically. Like if you're in a car, like a sport car, and it's like slammed all the way down, like you get in it, there's like barely any room left before it's scraping on the ground, kind of a thing. So my bike was slammed all the way down. And when I hit this median, I think if I hadn't lowered it, I would have been fine. I would have just popped over the median, kind of been fine on the other side. But I ended up hitting the median, laying the bike down. On the other side, there was no traffic at the time, but then eventually cross traffic came. I ended up getting hit by a car. So that's where most of the damage is when I hit my stomach on the tank. But
that shit scared the fuck out of me.
When did you find out?
I found out because you weren't responding.
How long after?
So your phone, first I called you and it was ringing.
Uh-huh.
Then your phone, I don't know if your phone died. I don't know. It was going to voicemail. And I was like, Jackie's phone never goes to voicemail. 'Cause I don't think your phone ever goes to voicemail. Like, you usually have it charged. At least when I call you.
Yeah, it's usually charged.
So I was like, all right. Then it rang.
Oh, it went straight to voicemail.
It was going, and it did that like a few times. And I was like, I didn't notice it right away. And I was like, maybe that's what made me feel like a bad friend. Because I was like,
oh my gosh.
I'll call her later. Like, in my mind, like, I'll call her later. Like, whatever. Then you didn't text me back. And, like, we don't text each other back sometimes.
Right.
So I didn't think too much of it.
Right.
And then a little bit too much time went by with no text.
No contact at all.
No, I didn't leave a voicemail. I just called, like, once or twice.
Do you remember when that was that you called me? Or, like, kind of tried to
No, because you were already in the hospital for a few weeks.
Because
when I was trying to call
so my
you.
accident happened October 8th.
You told when I finally talked to you, you said you had been in the hospital for weeks already. So I felt like
I think I was in the hospital for 2 weeks.
I was like,
you're like, what?
I felt like weird, like that I didn't know that.
Personally, it wasn't that I wasn't telling people, it's that I was waiting till I got out of the hospital. Because there was so much going on, because I was getting like surgeries after surgeries and stuff. I wasn't really trying to just like tell people, because then I think the other part was people were finding out without me saying anything.
I never found anything
because
out.
Well, that was the thing though, is like people.
Well, I live in LA.
Yeah,
too.
like people in my writing circle. There was like the gossip of it going around, and then that was going to my job, my old job, and then that was going to like other people. Yeah, and I was just like, well, everyone knows.
No, I didn't. No,
I know.
And then I was like, let me just call her again, and then you answered, and you were like, hello, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I think that's literally what I said.
So one issue was about a week and a half. I was so highly medicated that I actually looked back in my phone at my like history. I don't remember saying any of it. I don't remember saying.
You talked to me for like. Not long, but like a few minutes.
No, I like there's some messages where I'm like, I don't, because people would be like, oh my gosh, heard you on an accident, hope you're okay. I don't remember reading any of them. I don't remember messaging them back because I was so highly medicated because I had in my accident, I had abdominal issues. I ended up having a collapsed lung.
That's not for me. You almost died.
He's like, if I don't hear from you in like another month, I'm gonna put a missing person. No, that's you. You're like, I'm gonna put a missing person's.
And I'm like, I know for a fact Jackie would not be mad at me.
Yeah, no.
Like, what was she mad at me about?
Exactly.
Like, I'm like, I'm thinking like, did something weird happen when we had our girls' night out? Like, what the fuck happened?
No. That was so long ago.
I was just spiraling because like, why didn't she call me?
You were overthinking.
Yes, and then and then I felt like I should have called more. I felt I made it about me. I need to stop. Wow. But I was like, I should have been calling. I should have been blowing her phone up. I didn't know. My friend almost died. I was like crying.
Oh my God.
After I got the phone, I was crying. I was like, I don't have her sister's number. I don't have anybody's contact number. I don't have her location because she doesn't have a fucking iPhone.
I actually use Insta360 or whatever it's called.
I need your location stat.
I was gonna say, do you want my location? There was a moment of soberness from the drugs that I was being fed, where they were trying to find my sister and my best friend. I couldn't catch them from finding my best friend because so one of my friends ended up going to my house to notify my roommate that I had been in an accident. My roommate contacted my best friend to find my sister's number. So my best friend ended up finding out that way. And then she told my sister, I told her to not tell my sister because it really wasn't that bad of an accident. I didn't want her overthinking. That was the issue.
You gotta understand.
I know.
From my point of view, you said I was in an accident. And your voice sounded like this.
But about a week and a half, I was so highly medicated because, like I had said, I lost a spleen. And
you didn't almost
my
die.
liver was kind of bleeding, so they had to cauterize it. I had a collapsed lung on scene because when the car hit me, it broke my rib, which pierced my lung, and it was not a funny story. But I remember like laying there saying, I can't breathe, and they're like, just breathe in deeper, and I'm like, no, I can't breathe. Sadly, these were the paramedics I was telling this to. I don't think they did a great job. I'm not gonna put names out, but I also broke my collarbone and my right scapula.
And she said she didn't almost die.
No, it's a lot of like injuries, but it's not like a death injury, like a death moment. It wasn't bad. I've seen so much worse stuff. That's what I'm saying.
I stayed calm on the phone, but when I hung up, I said, my friend almost died! And I wasn't there! I was spiraling because I felt like, oh my God, how did I not know this? And then also, from my point of view, I don't know all the technicalities.
Yeah.
I'm not in the OR. I don't do that shit.
Yeah.
So when you said like all this happened and you listed it, you didn't list all the spleen shit. You just said, well, my lung collapsed and I have to get a surgery on my clavicle tomorrow.
Okay, so you basically, you were.
You didn't tell me like the spleen.
I talked to you like around the end of my stay.
Yeah, you were like, I've been in here
That's
for like.
when I was sobering up on all the medication. Like they were taking me off all the heavy stuff because.
And I was like, should I come down? And you're like, no, don't come down. Why didn't you?
Yeah, because they had like my stomach open and like they were making sure I was comfortable.
Girl, I was about to have.
No,
I don't want to say his name online. I'm gonna have to bleep that out. I was about to have my little drive me down there. Because he knows about all my friends. He literally acts like he knows y'all.
Yeah.
I talk. So he was like, you want me to take you down there? And I was like, she said she doesn't want me to come.
Aww. No, because I didn't want you to come and like see me in that state and be worried more than you needed to be.
I would have probably fell on the floor. Crying.
Because I also like dropped 15 pounds in weight.
It was like she wanted to keep it private.
No, I didn't want to keep it private. I just wanted to be in a state where I could handle talking to people about it. Mm-hmm. Because like like I said, I was so heavily medicated that there was like so much going on, and I was just like, I was overwhelmed. I think for me personally, my last job, everyone found out and people were visiting me, and I'm just like, I know we're friends, but we're not like that kind of friends. Mm-hmm. So now I have people at in my room every day. So that's why I was kind of like waiting till I got out of the hospital to like, okay, no, it's calm time. Like I can come back to myself.
You called me. I remember you were like, I'm home now.
I did. Mm-hmm. Still, yeah. I wanted to make sure that like you knew I was home. And then for me, at that point, I was okay.
I was like, we need an emergency plan. This isn't working for me. I need to know what's going on.
And it wasn't even the fact that I got into an accident. It was the fact that I was getting overwhelmed by people visiting me.
I know. And maybe that's why you just said, like, no, don't come.
Yeah.
The way you said it made me like, okay, she doesn't want me to come.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. I was also drugged up.
Okay. Because I was like, I'm going to come down there. I was like getting my bag. Like, I'm going to. And you were like, no, don't come down. No.
In my head, it was like, it would be a waste of time for you. Like,
it wouldn't have been
in my
a waste
head.
of time.
Because I also, like I said, I was on drugs. Because, like, I was kind of in and out of, like, being awake and sleeping. So it's like, you could have arrived, and I'd be like...
That was so scary. Like, even though nothing, like, you're okay, my mind spiraled about what could have been going on and I wouldn't have known. That's when I couldn't stop.
No, I totally get
thinking about that.
I totally
and I'm like, what if I should have been, like, I should have known. We need to check in. I need something. Like, and I have pretty much everyone's location, but I don't have yours.
I'll
so I'm like, I don't like that.
Do you have 360?
I can download it.
I feel like we're doing an ad for 360 right now.
If you have an Android and your friend has an iPhone, download 360 now. Sponsored by 360. No. Hey.
A lot of like riders, like motorcyclists, use 360.
Oh, okay.
Because I think there's a feature on it where it shows like you're pulled over on the side of a road, and a lot of the times people will like message you like, hey, you're good, because if you're pulled up on the side of the road, you might have gotten into an accident or whatever. So it's kind of like the iPhone tracker, but it's a little bit for everybody, I guess you could say.
I'm like, what?
It's not for
Android versus iPhone. I'm like, it's a little bit. I love iPhones. I know you hate them. Remember, my sister was like, "You have an Android."
They're not enough. I can't do enough with an iPhone. That's why.
You're right. Androids, in some ways, are less limiting. Apple be trying to make sure they get paid for everything.
I also game, and Android's great for gaming.
Everyone who games says that. We do. So let's like quickly.
Wait, did we finish talking about dating?
No, that's what I'm saying. Let's quickly. So she almost died.
Okay, so that aside,
I'm so glad that she's okay. She said it didn't feel like a full circle moment because I felt like it was a full circle moment because like what the fuck, I would have been mindfucked.
It wasn't. I do wish though that I wasn't so drugged up.
You could have been coherent.
No, I wish that I could have gone in and been like, oh, can I have my spleen, or I don't know, like something stupid, like can I have something from the surgery?
You wanted the spleen.
I don't know, like a bone or something. I don't know.
A bone, that bitch crazy.
I could have made a bone necklace, guys.
Crazy.
A bone necklace. Like, you see this came from inside me.
The monster inside. No,
this is why I don't meet people, because I'm fucking awkward.
I'm screaming. You just gotta get you a little crazy person. But anyways, so that happened. Now, dating. Let's do it quickly because this is going to be a long ass episode.
Oh my gosh.
It's been like over an hour. So
this is what happens every time we get together.
When we talk about, this is what we do. But when we talk about dating, me and her go back and forth between dating a lot. Like, I was in a long ass relationship. We broke up, moved on. Entering the dating world was weird. But she was already in the single wife, right? Or you recently broke up at the same time?
No, I've been in
You were already single. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's it been like?
Which part?
I'll tell you my commentary about her dating.
Wait, what? What?
First of all,
wait, do we need to discuss this?
No, it's not going to be about anyone. It's not going to be specific. First of all, what's up with these young men?
Oh my god!
I can cut it out if you don't like that part.
No, it's not. I'm not saying that I look young.
You do. We do. We do.
I'm not saying that I look like a child.
I almost respect their youth, their being younger. Isn't an immediate no. You're like, let's do it for the plot. I'd be like, no. Because
like, I've gone to festies, like especially on my own. I do a lot of things on my own. I'm a loner.
The way you pause.
I'm
a loner.
I've gone to like festies alone. I think it's fun. You meet people. You get you become part of the groups or whatever. I've literally had a 21-year-old hit on me.
I have too, but I was like, hell no, because he told me his mama just blow dried his hair. He probably live at home.
But like he'd be like, oh, how old are you? And I'd be like, how old do you think I am? And then
25.
Play the guessing game. Mm-hmm. He instantly said 23.
Period.
And for me, I'm like, okay, first of all, he said 23. I look pretty good today, right? Second of all, he said 23. He's definitely okay with dating older.
Because he's not 23.
Exactly. And third of all, he's very ballsy to be coming up to me right now. Like a person, like a girl by herself at a festy. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, like, I just attract younger men. I don't know.
Girl, we all attract them, but do we date them?
I do, apparently.
She do. I have for a brief moment, but
for me, it's not about the age, it's about the mental capacity.
Yeah, and he wasn't. The mental capacity wasn't.
Yeah.
He didn't even understand simple shit. I wasn't trying to be his mama.
Does he know what 1 + 1 is?
I think you know what it is. I'm a mom to a lot of men.
And you ain't got time for that.
A lot of men who like to date single mothers want the treatment.
Of being like a child?
Yes.
Oh, that's...
Even the ones my age.
That's like a kink.
They want you to do what you're doing for your children and your household for them.
For them.
And they're not your fucking husband. They're like, oh, she cooked dinner every night. Let me eat some of that. Oh, she do all the laundry. Can I put my clothes in with that? Oh, she provides her house and makes it a home on Christmas. Is all cozy. Can I be there? Oh, she pays all the bills by herself. Can I, like, live with you but not pay them? Oh, she got good snacks. Can I eat them but not buy them?
Can I not pay your bill?
Oh, she has a vision for her life and her future. Can I be a part of that without contributing?
Can I take part of it without contributing?
And then tell you what you was... And then tell you what you were doing before you met me. You couldn't have done without me.
Yeah. But still take credit. Acting like, oh yeah, I brought her up.
Nigga, what?
Are we talking about me or you?
Sorry. I mean, we talking about us.
No. I totally get it though, because like, I feel like a lot of younger men or boys, however you want to see them, are attracted these days, especially to older women. Because they have careers, because they have their jobs, because they have the money, and they're like, wow, like, I want to kind of live off of that. You know what I mean? No, but I've met a lot of, like, younger men who, okay, not to be a nerd or anything, but in a, like, medical point of view, men, like, the brains of men don't develop fully until they're about 26, whereas women, we develop very young. Mm-hmm. Very, very young.
Very young.
Very, very young. So you can meet a guy who's 26, 27, and they're just now purely maturing. So...
I feel you.
Yeah, so, like, for
they're
me...
thinking about kids and all the things you want to be thinking about and, like, life and all that.
And, like, a lot of that comes down to hormones and everything, too. So, like, you have to start understanding, like, for us, like, for women, like, we go through the, what is it called? Why can't I think of it? When you're going through... No!
Girl, we ain't...
You say menopause? Like, no, puberty.
Oh,
so
okay,
like
we
hit puberty younger than men usually, you know, and then we finish it faster than men.
Yes.
And then we fully develop because technically, like at the age of 15, 16, you can start having kids, you know. Whereas men, they can have kids their entire life, but like they're not fully mentally capable of having kids all their life. That's the sad part. I don't know. I like.
Sorry on my facial expression. I'm just over it.
Like, I personally get so jealous of people who meet someone at a young age. Like, I don't want to say high school sweethearts because it's a little too much for me.
It's like, how are you gonna find yourself?
Like in college, you know, like you're finding yourself.
Yeah, because it's easier.
Right? Like you're
like aligned with what you want to do with your future, and you meet someone who matches you. Like,
and like you guys vibe. Like, you know, the 21, 22, 23. Like, I get jealous of people like that.
Sometimes and they really be with them for the rest of their life.
Right. Mm-hmm. But then it's like when you try and fail, once like the older you get, you start noticing like how immature men are. You know what I mean?
You have to really weed through.
You really
like
do.
I really do. I actually like. There's a lot of women who hate men. I don't hate men.
I don't hate men at all.
I actually love men. They're great to look at. No, I'm just kidding. But they're also
when they
like.
Have thought asses.
I'm not an ass girl. She's an ass girl. But I think that both are needed, women and men. It's not like, women against, like, it's more like I don't want to be adding to someone's life who's not adding to mine.
Exactly.
I don't want to do that anymore. Exactly. I've done it. And then it's never appreciated.
Exactly.
And we do have different experiences because I date in the black community. So black people have a different upbringing. A lot of black men are raised a certain like way based on what the economy puts them through, like racism or like lack of, in the black community, we're still like, a lot of black men and women are still learning their value, and a lot of us fall for through the stereotype. So dating black men is its own challenge in itself, because you got to find a black man who's emotionally mature. I feel like any men, but
because a lot of that stuff in your like early life can stunt you from maturing.
I feel like black men have an edge to them because they have to like walk around like, nah. They have to remind themselves every day that they're valuable, and that's fucked up. They should know that. Yeah, they shouldn't have to remind themselves of that. But the ones that do, sometimes they walk around with the edge because it's like, I'm that nigga. They have to convince themselves of that because people are trying to convince them that they're not. So I understand it, but it fucks it up for the black woman that's supposed to be on your side. Yeah, and now you think you're the prize when we are the prize, right together, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to deal with it.
Not we, but together.
Like, the black love is the prize. Like, why are we acting like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're lucky to have each other. It shouldn't be a competition on who. Like, it's supposed to be about getting a love together. I think that's what makes me think like young is hard. I can't. Yeah. These young black men have so much to learn. I can't do it, and I date black.
See, like I'm not like race specific. It's, for me, it's like I get attracted to this person's personality. Yeah. So it's anybody for me at that point.
Wouldn't be surprised whatever. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if it was like a certain type of black man, I would be like, all right.
I had the one.
I had the one. Oh, you did have the one.
He was mixed though.
He was mixed. Yeah. Still counts. Still counts.
It still counts, guys.
But yeah, like, and I acknowledge that the younger guys that you did give a chance aren't like they're not like out here just like fucking with no goals. Like, you usually are attracted to men with goals. Yeah. And who are locked into something.
Locked in, like, literally. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's how I am. Like, I don't like that I'm out here doing things for myself, and then there's someone at home who isn't trying to do something for themselves. No. Like, it'd be one thing if, like, you're full on in your career, like, you're like, as deep as you can get, as deep as you want to be, and, like, you're killing it. You know what I mean? Like, that's so different. Like, say this person's, okay, this is extreme. Say this person's CEO of their company or whatever. Like, what more do you do after that? Right? It's like, okay, yeah, you can take all that you're making and invest in other companies and do blah, blah, but if this is all you want to do, I'm fine with that. Like, you've built yourself to this location of life. Whereas this person's still over here working at McDonald's. Like, they're not even a manager. They're not even an owner. Like,
you need to go find someone who's lined up with what you're doing.
Right. And, like, there's nothing wrong with someone who does that.
That's what I'm saying. But match your life. Like, why would you... Because, like... Men particularly get so uncomfortable when you talk about finances. Oh yeah. The reason that finances are important is not because women are gold diggers. It's because we are out here trying to work on something for ourselves. Right. Why would I dilute myself to someone who isn't working as hard as me, who's going to hate? Men do not fuck with it when they're women. First, they're attracted to drive. Then they're like, oh, she be doing this, she be doing that. Then it becomes the thing they hate about you. I know because I've done it twice. They hate it about you. Now they're your biggest hater. So why would I date someone who's not as equally driven? It's not about, like, I want someone who has the same standard of life as me. Right. Not about, like, oh, I work here, you work here, it's a competition. No, like, is your goals matching my goals? And are you working towards it on your own and I'm working towards it on my own? Let's do it together. Right. Not, I'm working towards it on my own. You over here just sitting in a life of lack. You see what I'm doing and you're like, shit, that look cool. Let me go sit on her couch. Fuck that.
Let me go sleep on that couch real quick.
I want a man who even if it isn't something that he necessarily noticed that he wanted, he'd be like, shit, let me help you get it. Right. Because that shit looks like a phenomenal life. Right. I would like to be a part of it. Let me find a job for myself. Let me make myself matter in this, and that way we do it together and it's easier together. You think I don't want a partner? Right. My goals are big. You know this. Yeah. Why wouldn't we want a fucking partner? Right. Why wouldn't I want a nice, attractive man who's gonna come dick me down, tell me he appreciates and loves me, put together all the shit, fucking help me pay for it, and we can rub each other's backs when our backs hurt and watch a movie and laugh and dance together? Why wouldn't I want that? Right. What I don't want is I'm over here chasing after And you over here like, oh yeah, let me use your
Be an
Wi-Fi
anchor
and
on
TV.
you.
And you over here like, what we doing next? Oh, you ain't got the rent. Oh shit, I don't know.
It's literally like a runner who has like a parachute behind them.
No, like why would I do that?
Yeah.
When I could have someone who's like helping. Like if I don't got it today, he got it. If
Yeah.
he don't got it today, I got it. Like it's a
Right.
team.
Right.
I don't.
Especially in like this day and era, like it's hard to just be your own single person and
Yes.
fully support everything of your
Yeah,
family.
like that's why when they be like, oh, they hate men. No, we don't. You're just the type of men that women hate. That's why you think that. You're the type of, because good men don't even have that air about them.
Yeah.
They know they're good niggas.
It's almost like the what is it called? Like it's flipped where the women were like the housewives, and it's like now men are like they're trying to be the housewives but not do anything, like not even cook, not
But
even
you're
clean, not take care of the kids.
If you want to be the housewife, you need to develop a motherfucking uterus and pop this baby out your fucking pussy. The fuck? Because them same ones be like, I want kids. You want kids? Are you gonna provide for that?
Right.
I'm supposed
I
to.
have to hold this kid in me for 9 months.
You want me to work a 9-hour shift with a baby in my womb while you do what?
Jeez.
What are you doing?
Literally.
I'm creating life.
Like literally.
I think it's a beautiful thing when a woman and a man meet, their lives align, and when two people appreciate each other, that's a different type of love. When like you're like, damn, I got a good ass man, and he's equally, I got a good ass woman. Those people be love. You look at them and they're like, damn, my life is better because of you, and they look at you like, wow, my life is better. There is no resentment here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's not. In that way, you can support a person when they're down because they're not using you. They're just down right now.
Exactly.
That's different.
But, I mean, on a side note, though, sometimes I do wish I was the kind of woman who was okay with having, like, a husband who just took care of everything. And I was just, like, a trophy wife
I'll
at
be
home.
bored as hell.
I would be so bored. I'd be
work.
so fucking bored. Because some men want that. Some men want to do all the providing that, like, that have the money, that have the careers. Like, some men want to just, like, come
I don't
home
want
to you.
that.
Like, the dinner, even if you hire someone to do the
Yeah.
food, like, they want you to, like, just make sure everything's in order.
Yeah.
Basically. I'd be so bored.
I'm
I
good
would
at
be
making
so
a house a
bored.
home. I like making a house a home, but I also like to achieve and do things. I think that it's very important for someone like me and you to have a man who's also locked into what he's doing.
Yeah.
Because he won't be like feeling like, wow, this fucking bitch is never available. Because men who don't have shit, I've dated them. Men who don't have shit going on for themselves, when you have all this shit that you're trying to accomplish, even if you're not even making no money yet, they feel some type of way because your life isn't about them.
And they start tearing themselves down, which tears you down.
Versus if you're like right now, I'm doing all this, the man I'm dating is probably at work.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
so it's not affecting him. He's making
Right.
his bag. I'm making
Right.
mine. I think
I love that.
you gotta
that type
have
of
it that way.
relationship, I love that type
Because
of
if he's,
relationship.
that's why power couples are a thing. Because it's like imagine if you're an actress, you gotta date somebody who's a power. Like, what are you gonna do?
Right.
He's gonna hate you.
Right.
As you stand on red carpets and you collect your trophies,
Right.
and he's not doing shit. He's gonna act like he loves sitting on your. I don't think men are actually wired that way. They convince themselves they don't like sitting around. They don't like that shit.
No, they don't.
They're miserable.
I mean, I feel like maybe like one or two, but like no, they don't.
I don't think they actually. They start to hate themselves.
No, that's very true. Like even if they act like they like it,
They start to
at the
hate
end of the
themselves.
day,
And when people hate
they
themselves,
start talking themselves down.
and then they reflect it on you. Now you're this, you're
Exactly.
that, and you're the reason I'm this and I'm that. Men are not wired that way.
Which really sucks because I feel like for me, a lot of men are so attracted to that side of me. The person that's like super go-getter, that like works hard, like works a lot, like constantly, like I'm never home. If I'm at home, I'm on my computer gaming, like or cooking or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm never home. And I think that attracts men in a way where they're like, wow, like she's really doing it.
But don't try to box me up.
But then when it comes down to it, and they see that every day, and they're like experiencing it every day, and they're like, what am I doing?
Yes.
That's when they're like,
and I find it almost like a level of like unlove. I don't want to use the word hate when they see that in you and they want to take it. I don't think they understand when they're expecting you
there's
to put
a
down
word.
your.
No, there's a word. It's like I'll think of it.
Okay.
I'll think of it.
It's like not fair that when you met me, you knew I was into all these things and these things matter to me. But now that I'm with you, you want me to stop and focus on you. That's not fair.
Right.
But then if you had something going on, I would have to be mindful of your time.
Yeah.
But I have something that's happened to me. I'm like actively, when you meet me, I'm actively sewing my ass off, trying to do fashion shows, doing this and this. And they're like attracted to that. And then the next thing you know, they're like, man, you always busy.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
I was this way. This is who I. So you want me to put
I was
down?
like that before, and I'm like that now.
I can, out of love, I will make space for you.
Oh yeah, like
Out
you
of
are
love.
lucky to have my.
I will
time.
make space for you, but you have to respect my
Right.
schedule too.
Right.
That's not fair. Because
It's not
those same-
24/7 available.
Yeah, those same men want you to respect their schedule.
Yeah.
I got something to do, and you're
You have
supposed to
drop
sit around and wait.
everything for them.
But then I need to always be available when you're available.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fucking fair.
Yeah.
That's literally not fair. You met me and you knew my passions.
Yeah.
Why do my passions now seem irrelevant?
Did I ever tell you that I ended up meeting with my ex, my longtime relationship ex? Yeah. So,
We're like, y'all can't do that. Sorry. Wait.
because I kept trying to contact this person because I still had some stuff at their place, and I actually had left my old motorcycle there so that they could use it because they didn't have a car, and I felt like personally I was doing them a solid. And I also wasn't sure where I was going to put my motorcycle, so it was kind of like a win-win for me. But then I was getting ignored. I wasn't being contacted back.
You didn't tell me who it actually was. You told me the story without telling me the guy.
Hey, but you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But you told me the story, and she purposely was vague about who it was. You purposely was vague about who it was. But she knew I would be like,
So recently, I actually got back into contact, and it was just like this crazy scenario. He told me, you called me one time. I was at work, and I didn't want to deal with those problems. And he didn't mean it in that way. He would meant it more in like an emotionally. I wasn't ready to talk to you.
Okay.
Kind of a thing. And then like there was like, oh, I got a text message.
Which is why we're no longer together, because you're emotionally immature and
Right.
incapable.
Right. Which is funny because this one's older.
Maturity has no age, I guess.
But like, long story short, he basically told me that he felt not belittled, but he felt small because I was constantly on the go and I was constantly striving for something higher and I was constantly working on myself and I was constantly
Sounds like a personal problem, babes.
His words were constantly, and I'm like, that's a good thing. It's good to work on yourself. It's okay if you bottom out at a certain place and you're comfortable with that. That's fine. But you meant me like this.
Mm-hmm. If you feel small, you should work on being
You
big.
saw me like this. You were attracted to me because of how I did this. And then you try to say that, like, they try to say that, like, they felt small because I was still working on myself to get to a place that I wanted to be, to do a career that I wanted to do, to go places that I wanted to be. And then,
as you should.
Right. And he, like, his words, he was like, you're constantly on the go.
Do you realize how, like, toxic that you meet someone who's on the go, so you want to stop them?
Right. That's what it feels like.
You're an
That's what it feels
emotional
like.
vampire.
That's what it feels
You
like.
want to suck the life out of me to where I sit here and do nothing with you?
I personally would have moved down to San Diego sooner, but I was with him at the time, and he actually had wanted to move down to San Diego, which was so, like, such a big plus for me. So I was like, cool, let's move down to San
I
Diego
just had an
together.
epiphany. Maybe people who are stagnant are attracted to those who aren't. And then they try to make them stagnant with you so that they can validate their own experience.
I was going to say, maybe they're trying to pull themselves out of this stagnant.
I would have thought. But it seems like it's the opposite. It seems like they want you to meet them at their level, not meet you at yours.
I would hope that they would try to pull themselves out, to be honest. Like, I like to think, like,
but that's just not been my experience.
I know.
They hate me for it, and they don't want to do. They don't want to join me. They want me. I was told by someone that I'm moving the goalpost constantly. I'm not moving the motherfucking goalpost, nigga. This is sorry.
This
has always been the goal. Have you? So then I listed out the actual goals. I said, let's talk about goals, babes, because I've never moved it. I've always been actively working towards it.
You know what would have been a great way for you to describe this? In a football term. Sometimes you're at like a 20-yard line.
I know where you're
Touchdown is right there. Sometimes you're at a 60-yard line. Touchdown is right there.
It's always there.
You know, sometimes you're right next to it, right in front of it. You know, it's never the same every play. It is never the same.
Literally.
It's never the same.
But all plays lead to the goal.
Oh,
Period.
We're so metaphorical.
Period. But no, like dead ass.
No,
like
literally
what?
though. Literally. Like, you're
What do
thinking
you
of
think that
a
I'm doing?
stationary goal.
It made me wonder, like, for all these years, what did you think that I was doing?
Mm.
You thought this shit was cute?
Mm.
Nigga, I ain't doing this shit for cute.
This wasn't a hobby.
I'm not playing pretend.
And if it was a hobby, I'm still making something
I
off of it.
resent when people call what I do a hobby. I hate it. It makes me boil. Oh yeah, you're a little hot. Don't ever call what the fuck I did little and hobby in the same sentence.
When I crochet, that's a hobby.
That's different.
That's different. What you do is a career. Like, that's so
Call
different.
it a hobby one more time. I've been sewing since 2008. You think I do this shit for fun?
You're like, I did my high school project.
No,
on this.
high school project.
On this.
I literally wrote down a fucking business plan for my senior project. I'm acting it out. It's obviously adapted and changed.
I was supposed to be part of that, by the way, but yeah.
What happened?
You don't remember? Oh my gosh.
I
Are we even friends?
I remember. That was a very traumatic time.
That was
for
a
you.
very traumatic time for me.
I remember.
My whole life's traumatic.
Mine too, bitch. Mine too. That's why we got each other.
I know.
Anyway.
I feel like we just like totally relate.
We get each other.
A whole nother level.
We literally do.
Yeah.
We relate because we're both like a little awkward and goofy and kooky and creative
In our own ways.
and entrepreneurial. We come from motherhood trauma. Our fathers weren't in our lives. We were responsible than we had to be for ourselves because our moms were out there doing whatever our moms were doing. So of course we escaped at each other's houses.
Yeah.
I would escape to her house and she would escape to mine.
I remember your mom would drop you off in the morning so that you could be closer to
Do you
school.
remember when I bought you those Peeps?
Oh yeah, the first time
She
I ate
told
Peeps,
me
it was like one of the first and last times I ate Peeps.
She asked me, she said, what's Easter even? What is Easter? And I said, oh, it's like about, I was like, and you're like, what do you do? I told you what it was about, and you're like, what do you do? I was like, oh, we just like get Peeps. And like, you're like, what's Peeps? I was like, never get Peeps.
Never had a Peeps.
I literally brought her every color of Peeps.
They actually taste different.
It actually made me love my mom too, because like the fact that she was like with that escapade.
Yeah.
Like
she was so adorable with that. She was like, we have to get rid of
I was like, Mom, Jackie said she never had Peeps. We have to go to the store. They're not even that good, but like she has to try them.
Off subject, do you totally remember when your mom was like trying to take me in? When I like...
My mom loves you. Loves.
I didn't run away from home. When I ran away from home.
Yeah. My mom still loves you.
No, yeah, do you remember that? That broke my heart.
Remember we accidentally bought you a prom dress?
Accidentally.
It was supposed to be for me.
No.
Yes.
No, you had like 2.
That was gonna be mine, but I didn't like it on me. But then when you put it on, it was like...
Yeah, that's what it was.
Meant for your body. It'd be like that sometimes. Like,
no,
she
that
gonna
was
look right on somebody
that like puzzled into itself. Yeah.
So good. Like it just, and even when I tried it on in front of you, you're like, oh yeah.
I wasn't even gonna go, to be honest.
I was like, I forced it, huh? But you had fun, right?
I did have fun.
I was like not accepting that she wasn't going to prom.
I don't know.
I was like, you can wear this dress.
I always remember like Erica's situation with. Anyways, yeah.
We can talk about that.
Yeah.
But I literally was like, she's going. Period.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you were like one of my main friends.
That's like a good friend force.
Yeah, I was like, she's going. And I was like, wait. Remember, I was like, I have a dress. And you're like, what? My mom got me that dress because we were afraid that the dress that we ordered was going to look wrong. But the dress did not look. It was a beautiful dress. It looked terrible on me.
Oh.
And I tried it on for you. And you were like, oh, yeah. Remember? And then you tried it on. I was like, what? It was a shade of. You look good in that shade of burgundy, too. I don't always look good in that shade of burgundy. I can admit. That's why I don't really wear burgundy a lot.
I really look good in like all shades of like red and stuff.
Just not that burgundy.
Yeah.
Like that particular burgundy wasn't my shade.
Yeah.
And you had the boobs. Remember, I was flat chested. Let's be real.
Did I have boobs?
You had boobs.
Did I have?
Girl, I barely. They was calling me an A cup to be nice.
He was a washboard.
I didn't even need one. And that was very much a bust dress. And you had the boobs. I remember being like, damn, I wish I had Jackie's boobs. Fuck.
Yeah, I was like high school chunky.
You were chunky.
I was kind of. I had like a lot of baby fat.
She was not chunky.
I had a lot of baby fat. Chunky. I lost all of my cheek fat.
Remember I asked you when we went swimming, I was like, when did you grow boobs? How old were you? I was asking for myself. Because I was like...
What did I say? I don't remember that.
You were like, I don't know. I feel like I always had them. And I was like...
Like, one day I just had boobs.
I have some now.
That's how I feel. Like, one day I just had boobs.
Because you never really didn't have them. Like, even when they were the smallest, you always had some.
Something. Yeah.
So that dress was embarrassing on me. Remember the rouging?
Yeah.
My boob didn't feel it.
I don't look good in rouge. rouged.
I feel like you
rouge
looked
clothes
so pretty
anymore.
that day.
Yeah, that's
And my mom
different.
did your hair.
Yeah, that was the first time my hair actually curled.
It was so cute.
It was cute. It was really cute. Oh my
I wish we could
gosh.
insert pictures.
My hair never curls.
That's because she used that professional hold
Yeah.
spray. The one you have to get a license to have.
And it stayed all night.
stayed.
I was so surprised.
They make it from, I forgot what restaurant, what store it was from, but you have to have a cosmetology license to buy it.
One of those stores.
One of those like professionals
Yeah.
only. We can't come in. You can't stay with us.
Your mom was so excited to do my hair. I
She
remember that.
was, and I was happy. And you spent the night with me the whole time.
Yeah.
Yay, Jackie.
Aw.
That was a good memory.
That was a good memory.
We have a lot of good memories,
Yeah,
but that
we
was
do have a lot of good
one.
memories.
We would have to do it. She's gonna be back,
Hey,
but it's too long, huh?
sleeping on the couch.
Oh yeah, Grandma's house. I woke up and Jackie's feet was in my face, but I didn't even really care, to be honest. I wasn't even tripping.
Your feet were in my face.
Right. I didn't even really trip. I was just like, oh, Jackie. I was like always trying to have you with me. Remember,
Yeah.
I was like trying to like, no,
Dude,
stay.
no, we were always trying to hang out. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, stay, don't leave.
Yeah. I'd always like sneak out of the house.
I'll like text you. I remember you finally got a phone. I was like, yes!
I was
Jackie!
paying for that phone on my own. Oh my
your mom ain't
gosh,
shit
that
for
was
when
so
she destroyed
crazy.
it. Did she destroy it or take it?
Oh, she found out that I had a phone.
Oh, it was a secret phone.
Yeah, she found out that I had a phone, and she tried to act like she was providing money for it, but she wasn't.
We can unpack mom trauma in another
Yeah,
video, because that's
no,
going to take an hour.
Yeah. What is this one, like 5 hours?
We
already?
literally have to wrap it up, so I'm just going to cut it and call it, we're going to do the game.
Okay, which
We're going to do guess the same word, and that's going to be the end of this episode.
No,
she doesn't want to do it because she's
stop.
embarrassed, but I think it'll be hilarious.
So bad.
So let's start. So think of your word.
Okay.
And this is the end. So enjoy this last 3 minutes. Do you have your word? Okay. I think that's gonna be too mean.
It's like my second time doing this, by the way.
Yeah, we practiced because she didn't know what the game was.
Because I didn't know the game at all.
Okay. Wait, I don't like that word.
Oh gosh.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Turtle.
Zoo.
Okay. It's okay.
Wait, what?
She said how?
What? Are we locked in?
Turtle zoo. Turtle
Because
zoo.
I don't.
Turtle zoo.
Wait, I don't
Turtle
know. I don't
zoo.
know where to go after this though.
Where would you see a turtle? If
At
you're not,
the zoo.
if not at the zoo. If not at the zoo, where would you see a turtle?
Okay.
Aquarium. Oh!
Is that kind of the same? Is that kind of the
Aquarium and a pond is not the same. It has to be the same word. Damn. Okay.
Where'd you go after that?
Aquarium pond. Opposite of an aquarium and a pond. Aquarium pond. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ocean.
Ah!
Okay.
That counts. That counts.
count?
That counts. Sea and ocean.
I think it don't, but she don't want to do this no more. So I'm gonna say ocean and sea.
Because the sea.
But it's not the same
Sea
word.
turtles and
And ocean and pond.
Ocean is the sea.
I guess on a technicality term, it's
Haha.
the same. But it's not the same word though. We could have still kept going. We could have got to boat. We could have got to sailor.
Wait, why are we going to say?
We're supposed to get to the same word. It's fine. It's fine. I don't even have to ask rapid fire because I asked you a lot of questions. So
Yeah,
we're
you
just
did.
going to call it.
Thank you.
But this is probably going to be a 2-parter, to be honest, because this video is long and long and long and long.
Goodness gracious.
But
what is wrong with us?
We don't know how. We're probably going to go home and yap some more and
Oh,
yap
for
in the car on the
sure.
way home. But Jackie will definitely be back. You
Aw.
always have to come back.
Aw.
And follow her on social media. What's your social media handle? Or what, do you want them to follow you on social media?
Can we just like add it?
I'll add it in
can
the
we add
video,
it
but I
somewhere?
think it's Jackie be like.
it's like ridiculous. It's like Jackie_B__ like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll add it for y'all. I'll add it for y'all.
Yeah.
And for the listeners, I'll put it in the description. And leave. Oh yeah. If you're watching the video or listening to the podcast, please leave a review and subscribe. And leave a comment and leave a like and show us some love. You can follow me on Venice Not Like the Beach. The Latest Blather also has an Instagram. Make sure to follow there because I'm going to be doing some Q&As and all kind of stuff over there. So definitely tune in over there. And again, thank you so much for watching or listening to this video. And we will catch you next time. To the this was
To the
wild.
nonsense.
This was literally wild. But bye, you guys.
Bye.